that was fun. The internet just went away. It's alright, look at that. Google took too long to respond. Yeah, I just completely dropped off the internet for about 2 minutes while some things rebooted, and apparently we're back and everything's fine again. Where were we? We were doing tag helpers in ASP.NET, that's right. So, back over here, and yeah. Class lists, and dealing with the font awesome things that we're using to toggle bits and pieces on and off. Yeah, hello, welcome back. The internet went wobbly, but it's alright now. Yeah, that's weird. Actually, remarkably, in 3 years of running kind of online training and doing stuff from home and streaming and all kinds of stuff, I think that's the first time it's ever completely dropped out. And what I realize is there's supposed to be a 4G SIM card in my Wi-Fi router that will take over if the main connection drops. That SIM card is currently not in my Wi-Fi router. Do I have a FAQ with the project description? Not really. I have a README file. Hang on, let me find the README file. So what I got is I got the prototype, and if you go to github.com/guitaraoke/app.guitaraoke.live and take a look at that. That's basically the project plan. See songs, pick your favorite songs. You can see that. I mean that's there. That's you can go and should be an open GitHub repo that anyone can go and look at. So and that's readme.md, which is there we go. Try that link. Yeah, this is what it needs to do. There's not a whole lot of heavyweight project management going on here. It's me. I've done this on paper for nearly a year now, so I know exactly what kind of things people write down, what they ask for, and what I want to be able to see happening. So it's been very much prototyped on paper, and then prototyped with a little standalone static web app, and yeah, now yeah, building it for real. Anyway, where were we? Font awesome. Data song slug. I was looking up can tag helpers register client script. Tag helpers, script tag helper. Nope. How to render scripts generated in tag helper process. Come on. Okay, that works. Is Stack Overflow down? No, it's not. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, no. No Scrum boards, no Agile meetings, no preview demos. What is the lack of enterprise software engineering level? Yeah, well, you know, we've engaged some Agile strategy brand alignment consultants to make sure that we're going to reach out and touch base. And I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm sorry. No. Right, okay, so script is bad. All right, no problem. We're going to do this differently. So what I'm going to say is any FA star that's anywhere on the page. Now, I'm kind of relying here on FA star being and I don't want to do that. I'm going to call this a song star, because this way I'm not relying on something that's part of Font Awesome to control the logic that's part of my own application. So we're going to call that song star, FA star, that's fine, that's in there. Add that. Now, the other thing that I want to do at this point, let's make sure this works, first of all. Let's plug this in and check that this thing is actually going to run properly. So there we go. That's rendering big, fat sacks of nothing. But you can see in the page source here, every one of these contains a FA star thin, FA star thin. Now, we can't click on that because it doesn't exist. So what I need is to plug in the Font Awesome bits that are actually going to make this thing work. So let's jump over onto the Font Awesome page itself. And my account, yay, because I've got a Font Awesome account because I pay for them because it's brilliant and makes things look nice, and that's worth money. Pro for web, there we go. Download that kit into where are we? Projects. D projects will do for now. Boom, okay, show that in folder. Let's, I'm gonna open that up in 7-zip. Okay, so there we go. There's that. Then I'm gonna spin up a Windows Explorer next to it, which is one of these. Okay, so there's that, there's that. This is gonna be D projects GitHub. As we do that. Guitaraoke. app.guitaraoke.live. Now, I need to, in my Guitaraoke web app, I don't have yet a www root folder, and I should have a www root folder, so I'm going to add a www root folder, because I like saying www root folder. And then inside here, if I go and dig into my Font Awesome, I need the folder called, now I've played around with this a bunch. If we look a level up here, actually, we're going to look at the docs just to show you where I'm getting this stuff from. How to host Font Awesome yourself is what I'm going to do, because I want it in my app, not a content delivery network. Set up with web fonts. So I am going to need the web fonts folder and the CSS folder to be available as part of the content. So copy both the web fonts and the CSS folders into your project's static assets directory. Do I have an assets? Should I have an assets folder? They seem to think I should have an assets folder. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have a www root, and in here I'm going to add a new folder called Font Awesome. Font Awesome. And then in here I'm going to put CSS and web fonts and sling those across to there. Now web fonts here has got the web open font files, WOF files, for all of the different Font Awesome-y things. And you see we got, so I've got light, I've got sharp, I've got solid, I've got thin. So those are all the different weights, which means we can toggle between the solid and the lightweight star that we got on there. And then the CSS file here has got a whole bunch of stuff. Now I'm not going to need to import all of this. What I need to do is to, there we go. So in the head of my thing, I need to pull in. So I got solid and I've got thin are the two that I'm going to need on there. So let's jump over into my app.guitaraoke.live. And that's found the www root. And you see it's got a little blue, like special magical icon there. Ooh, look at that. Because it's picked it up, and Visual Studio knows that's something special, or .NET knows it's something special. So what do we got? We got views, we've got shared, we've got layout.cshtml. So this can come out, because we ain't doing that anymore. We are instead going to drop in link href equals, does the www root. So I think I just need /fontawesome/solid.css. Cool, so I need that, and I need fontawesome/thin was the other one that I was using here. And those need to be in the CSS subfolder so they don't complain. And let's take a look at what we got on the web thing now. So if I refresh that, did that rebuild? Did that work? Song star, FA star, song thin. That should have pulled something in, and it didn't, and I don't know why. Let's check what's actually running. And that's it. So I do a Control R on there to do a hot reload. All right. So a couple of things to check on here. Let's have a look at the network. Solid.css is returning a 404 not found, which is not right. Why is that not resolving properly? Let me drop that in over here. Yeah, Font Awesome not found. I think I need to www root static folder ASP.NET. I need to configure the static file web root folder because, or I need to add a line. I think I just need to add a line that says serve static files. That one there, I don't think I have that line in my program. So let's have a look at program.cs. And yep, sure enough, I've got that in there. app.useStaticFiles wants to go after app. Yeah, that should work. All right, that's rebuilt, that's reloaded. Back over here, find 404. That didn't work. Why not? All All right, so static files are relative to the web root folder. Yeah, default is www root. So /css should be okay. Let me check I put things in the right place here. So what do we got? We've got www root /font awesome /css /thin.css. Should be a real file. Should resolve. That should be all right. So let's reload all of that just in case. Check that again, check the inspector again, check the network again. There we go, we got 200 OKs coming back from there now. Which is odd, because that's not what we had before, but never mind. Right. So, somewhere here. There. If I change that to an I wonder what will happen. FA star, FA thin. There should be something there. It should be rendering something, and it's not. And I don't know why. So we got Font Awesome 6 Pro. That's alright. Should be using the right thing. Let me click through to one of those. That's got a FA Songstar, FA Thin, but also invisible coming back out of there. Yep. One thing I'm going to check, I don't think there's any reason I have to use an I, like an italic tag for Font Awesome, but maybe we do. So what do we got? We got main. Now it's an I class equals Songstar, FA star, FA thin. All right, so it's not that. It still doesn't render anything. We still can't see it. That should work. So there's that on there. That's pulling that through. It's downloading the fonts. That's all right. We've got our CSS files coming through. That should be fine. Nothing is getting rendered. Thank you, Braden. I really love talking to NDC. It's an awesome event. I really enjoy spending time with the people there. The crew who run it are excellent. Like, they take really good care of all the folks who are involved with it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, and we'll be doing it again in Denmark at the end of August, and then in Porto, Portugal in October, and then back in London in January. And I think they got a couple of things happening with security and their Tech Town, which is like their sort of C++ conference in Norway, but I don't think I'll be going to those this year. And let me have a look. Right, why have we got a class equals song? That should be rendering something. It's not rendering something. Why not? Let's find out. Icons. Probably because I've forgotten something really obvious. So that's the one we want. FA solid, FA star. Right. Donkey test. Something really, really simple that can't possibly fail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto my song page here, and right at the top of this, I'm going to say this should be a star. And I'm going to put an I class equals FA. What do we have? FA, actually copy the whole lot. Let's drop one of those and see what we get. Boom. There's that. Back over into our browser, find my page, reload it. This should be a star. That is not a star. No star is being rendered. Okay, so this is the whole, that should just work, and it doesn't just work. Why not? Let's find out what we've got wrong, what I've got wrong. So, kits is there, that's docs. Drop that down a little bit. This is done. This is one of the things that I've done like a dozen times, is putting Font Awesome on a website. And it really shouldn't be that big a deal. Where is my user kit? That's fine. Host yourself web fonts. That's fine. Download the Font Awesome. Yes, I've got those. Those are downloaded. Web fonts is there. CSS is there. That's all right. Reference. I've forgotten to pull in fontawesome.css. That's why nothing is working. Layout.cshtml. There is another. There we go. /fontawesome/css. That should totally have fixed everything. And it didn't. So I've got www, I got font awesome in there, I got CSS in there. That is the fontawesome.css. That's the one. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. So there's that. Is that not rebuilt? Is that just not picking up the right thing? Weird. Look at that. That one works. That one doesn't. You know why? Because these paths need to be absolute paths, not relative paths. And I think if I do that, that should resolve it in both cases. Look at that. We've got stars. Amazing. So song.cshtml. Yeah, of course, that's the dummy star, and then that's the actual star that I wanted to render on this. So now what we got to do is, let's go back to our song list on home. Now these things should... Okay, cool. You see that changed? Like if I whack that up, let me bang that up to like 200%. Refresh that. When I click on one of those, that's changing. Change is good. Change means that something is... Song star... FA star, that is not adding the right, so that should be, so that one now has got FA thin, FA solid on it. Now remember, what it should be doing is FA thin should be changing to FA solid. Maybe I just messed this up and put those the wrong way around. Let's have a look at our index.cshtml. So const starred equals await. I need to toggle it. Of course I do. So if it is starred, we need to remove thin and add solid. And otherwise, we need to remove solid and we need to add thin. Yeah. Sweet. Look at that. And just if I reload that, okay, so that's interesting. It's not preserving them on reload. Why not? Select that, select that. The touch emulation on this thing is, let me switch that mobile device emulation off. And see why is that? I'm a little curious as to why they're not responding as responsively as... Okay, on, off, that's fine. On, off, that's fine. On, off. On, off. Where are these nulls coming from? I've forgotten to include a slug. Right. So, this thing here, data song slug, that attribute needs to be included in the tag helper. So song selection, song star tag helper, this thing in there, output.attributes.set that, output.attributes.set attribute is gonna be a data song slug. Now, it kind of occurs to me actually we should be testing this, because this is the kind of thing that we want to know about it if it breaks, because otherwise it's really easy to miss. So I'm going to go into my web tests. And what I'm going to do on here is we are going to hit, so we got get song, that's going to return a song page. We got the index includes songs. We got the index includes starred songs. This thing here, So there. So what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to say elements. So this is the thing we're using angle sharp to pull apart the page HTML, get some bits out the other end of it. So what I want to do now is drop in elements dot first dot get attribute and this will be data. What was it? Data song slug was the attribute I was looking for. Dot should be song dot slug. Did I get song? Let's grab song out of the database. Var song equals db.songs.first. That should be song.slug. That test should fail. Boom, there we go. Red, didn't work. Excellent, okay. Do I want this to be a... I'm going to change that from elements.length and then elements.that to elements.single, because elements.single will blow up if there are no elements or more than one element. So that kind of validates that we get the right number of things come out the other side. Okay, so we've got a test on that. So now over here in this thing, I'm going to say output dot attributes dot. Now let's add that public const string data attribute name equals data song slug. So we'll put that in a const so we can refer to it from all over the place. Attributes.set attribute, and we want to set that to be equal to selection.song.slug. So whatever song we put in, that's going to get pushed through on the other side. But then down here, we can use that constant in the test as well. So if we change it, the test will reflect the fact we changed our mind about what the attribute should be called. And that test is failing. Why? Why? Elements.single.attributes. Yep. Cute. That shouldn't have failed. That's the wrong thing. That needs to be data attribute name. There we go. So let's say var slug equals that. And then down here we can say slug.shouldbe-song.slug. Yeah, there we go. What? No. Enter there. Scrub that. That's fine. Boom. Okay. Sweet. All right, let's see if this thing works. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And off and on and refresh, and let's still start, and off, on and refresh, and on and refresh. And so you notice the way that we had this little window there where, hello Cyberus, welcome. This little window where the tests were all green, but the application didn't work. Which is always a downside of like test-driven development, is it's very, very hard to genuinely kind of stop and go, hang on, this piece of behavior here, we need to build a test to verify that this thing is actually going to work. Okay, so this is now good. We got this thing on the home page. Last thing that I'm going to do just while we're in here, and this won't be test-driven because it's kind of hard to drive this stuff from a test, is I'm going to, so we've got our www root folder. I'm going to right-click, add a new... I want to, first I'm going to push this to GitHub because I'm probably about to break some stuff and it's good to check it in before we break stuff. Git commit, git commit -m, font awesome 4 stars, yeah, git push, whee. Yeah. That's all the big old font files that are part of Font Awesome on there. 6.5 megabytes of fontiness. Isn't that nice? Get in, get done, get out. Where were we? Yes. Hello. So, Font Awesome's on there. I want to drop in some CSS on here, so there's probably a good time to drop in here. Now, I want Sass in my project because I love Sass. Sass style sheets are amazing. Boom, syntactically awesome style sheets. CSS with superpowers. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with CSS kind of natively now, like the CSS variables and all that kind of stuff. But I like Sass, and I want the Sass compiler for ASP.NET. Now, this is a, yeah. Now, there's a couple of different Sass compilers for working in .NET. There's one which runs as part of Visual Studio. There's one that runs as part of VS Code, and there is one that I've used, which is the Sass compiler, which runs as part of your project. And the thing I like about this one, the ASP.NET Core Sass compiler, is it doesn't use Node.js anywhere. What it does is it's got the Dart. So Dart is a language that Sass is now built in, and this thing actually embeds the Dart compiler or the Dart interpreter into the ASP.NET project. Now I'm just going to take a look at the one that was referenced from here, the Visual Studio Web Compiler, because this needs to run as part of your project build. Now this one is less Sass, Stylus, JS6, CoffeeScript, yeah, blah. No, I don't want that. I want to plug in the Sass compiler. So what I'm going to do is we're going to .NET install this one, .NET install package ASP.NET Core Sass compiler. Sass is great. It's one of those, I just really like a whole bunch of things about how it works. CD Guitaraoke web app, .NET app package that. And now I just need to remember how it works. What can go wrong? Hey, there we go. Install package, yep, that's fine. So app settings.json, Sass compiler, and I'm gonna plug in a Sass watcher in here as well, so that when I'm running in debug mode, it'll automatically recompile stuff. Now this means in here I need to go into my program.cs, which is there. So builder.services, add Sass compiler, yes, and I'm going to wrap that in a hash if debug, because that way when I'm working locally and I'm doing debug builds, it'll bake it in. And when I'm in production and I'm not doing debug builds, so Cyro says, what prompt is that? You mean the PowerShell terminal? It's a thing called Oh My Posh, which is Oh My Posh here. It's a custom prompt engine that I use with PowerShell on Windows and on Mac OS, actually, because PowerShell is cross-platform now. And yeah, Oh My Posh is fantastic. This is ohmyposh.dev, and also you want to get started with it. Scott Hanselman, Oh My Posh, wrote a blog post all about the ultimate PowerShell prompt, which is where I got the idea from, and I kind of borrowed his tips on configuration to get it kind of installed and up and running and started. His is really cool. Like, he's got a little thing. I've seen him did a demo at NDC last year, where he's got, because he's diabetic, so he's got his glucose, like blood sugar level, reading out as part of his shell prompt, which is just really smart. So yeah, anyway, right, a bit of a digression. Let's get back to where we were. So we got the ASP.NET Core Sass compiler, so what I need to do is plug in a little bit of configuration. So I'm going to pull out my Sass compiler thing, and I think all I need to drop in here is there's that. And let's Bum, 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 bum. You know, the first thing I'm going to do, just because I'm curious, is I'm going to try putting a SAS file in here and see what happens if I try and select it. So I'm going to add a new folder in here called SAS, and then in here I am going to add a new item called site.sas. I'm going to call it styles.sas because that's what I want to call it. And let's put a HTML, and we're going to say HTML, everything in HTML is going to be color slash, do I have SAS support for Visual Studio? Because I should, and I don't. And maybe that's because this needs to be called SCSS, because it's a, yes, change the file name extension. Boom, there we go. So let's say anything is going to be red, green, blue. So going to be kind of purpley. Yeah, that's nice. All right. So there's that. There's that. Styles.scss is in. And if I go into my layout.cshtml, so my shared layout folder, and I'm going to drop in here link href equals, now I think this isn't going to work. That /css/styles.css is there, so pull that in, drop that across. That is going to complain. But if I go into my app settings.json, and I drop in this little magical snippet that says, hey, SAS compiler is here. We want to build some stuff. So find anything in www/SAS and turn it into anything in www/CSS and make it compressed, because you know, why not? Compressed is good. Save a little bandwidth along the way. And boom, there we go. You see that? We got a CSS folder just popped up. There's our styles.css and HTML. Cool. So now we should have purple stuff. Let's go to our page and reload it, and we need to be running the application, otherwise nothing is gonna work. Boom, run that. That should all be purple. That is not all purple. Why is it not all purple? Let's debug it step by step. So first of all, our page head includes /css/styles.css. If we right click and open that in new tab, we do indeed have HTML color 90F. Maybe I just can't write CSS. Let's have a look at our styles.scss. He says, interesting. That's working. That's reloading. Yeah. Weird. Weird. So what do we got? We got a body, we got a header, that's fine. We got a main, CSS styles.css. What am I missing? Like, that just works, right? Like CSS didn't change CSS. That's cool. Rel equals style sheet. Otherwise the browser doesn't know to apply the rules. It's amazing how much layout.cs HTML, yeah. I find putting things in head can be weird. What if you put it at the bottom? Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's cool. All right. And now what's nice is if I whack that over here, I'm going to close the inspector, and I'm going to put Visual Studio there, and I'm temporarily going to close the Solution Explorer and the search window. And now I'm going to go to styles.css, and I'm going to go background color equals blue, and save that, and background color equals green, and save that, and background color equals white, and save that. And look how quick this is. Color can be, let's go for hot pink, which is red, green, blue, bang, there we go. I I love how quickly, like, I love how responsive this is, because when it comes to, you know, actually getting this stuff all wired in and working properly, having that rapid reload, boom, slap, there we go. Oh, you notice that? That's really cool. Like, if I mess it up, I get the error message there in the hot reload straight away. Yeah, happy times. So what did we want to do? Well, I wanted a rule that said if these things are favorite, they should be gold. So we are going to put a rule here that says if we have an A, which is a song star, which is FA solid, then the color for that is going to be red, green, blue is a sort of goldeny yellowy color, and boom, look at that. Gold stars. Woohoo! And if we refresh, gold stars. And if we do a recycle the application from the command line, wherever it was running, it wasn't there, it's there. Is it there? No, that's the other one. I know this is running because we're looking at it. Is it Visual Studio? Yep. Actually, this might be interesting. Take a look at this. So, hot reload versus kind of inline reload. If we change that to F99 and save that, so that doesn't recycle the application. It just reloads the CSS and reloads the page, but doesn't actually flush the application state, which is being held in memory. Whereas if we... all right. So that's that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's working. Let's click into a song. Does that work? It doesn't. You know why? Because we have not wired in yet the JavaScript, because the JavaScript at the moment is hardwired. It's part of our holding page. So let me sling that over there. And there's that. So we want that page to be wired up. So what I'm going to do now is Solution Explorer, pin that back on the window, www root, right click, add folder JS. What? Right click. I'm running. You can add folders when you are running. You cannot rename them because we don't know. We just don't know. Right click, add new item. Script.js. So I'm going to go into my index.html and I'm going to grab this chunk of script code out of here. And there's that lot. And whoa, what did I do? I accidentally pasted JavaScript into a C# file. There. Now I want to wrap this up just a little bit. Why doesn't it work? Because I haven't done that yet. Yeah. All right, so. So what this will do is anywhere I put one of these tag helpers on a page, it's just going to give me a favoriting thing. And I think that should mean that now I can go into, I need to run the application, of course, because why doesn't it work? I didn't run it. Why didn't it work? I didn't do that yet. Why didn't it work? You're looking at the wrong server. Why doesn't it work? DNS is why you're looking at the wrong server, on the server where you haven't done that yet. Toggle, whoa, come on, toggly. I need to, yep. Why doesn't it work? I haven't done that yet. Layout.cshtml, end of the page, script, source equals, boom, slash js slash script.js. Yes, please import all the JavaScript. Refresh that. Yes. Yes. Toggle, so favorite on, interesting. I know why that's not working. Right. Back to our controllers, root controller, song. We are at the moment, when we pull out a song, we are just returning song selection based on the song. that should be starred. If the song is favorited, it should come back as a favorited thing. So let's put a controller test method on there. Root controller tests, root controller song, song returns song. So this one here, we've got fact, we've got public, async, task, song returns song with star. And on here, I'm gonna say var c equals make controller. There we go. Actually, you know what? Let's build this using the long syntax. And doom. There's all that lot. Plug that in there. Drop that in the top. And we only need one song because we're only looking at one song here. So we're gonna use Hurt by 9 Inch Nails as our only song. There's that. GUID.new GUID, toggle start on that. Root controller, plug the tracker in. Var view result, var result equals c dot song, song dot slug, hurt dot slug. As view result, yes. And that, why is that complaining? Because c dot song is async. So await that, and result.model.should be is going to be a song selection. Call that model, and model.is_should be true. 3, 2, 1, red. Boom. There we go. Failed test. Let's fix it. So what do we got to do in here? We got to go over into our a song is there, tracker.get user, that's fine. db.find song, new song selection. Now is start is gonna be basically the same syntax we got up here, which feels a little bit repetitive, right? Like we sort of done almost exactly the same thing in two different places here. New song selection on a song, and is start equals that. So let's break out of that. And now the test should pass. 3, 2, 1, green. And if we jump over into here, and so what I'm going to do is let's just go into our header. So dom_header. I don't have a header, I have a layout. So layout.cshtml header. I'm gonna put nav in here, and then inside the nav I'm gonna put an A, which is oh, the colored bubbles on yeah, ncrunch is brilliant. Like, yeah, boom, and it's passed, failed, or there are no tests covering this line. And sometimes it's really interesting when you got like a big method and you see a little bit in the middle that's white, and you're like, I don't have any tests for that case. Like, I tested all the other paths through the code, but that one, nothing's testing it. It's really, really useful. So what do I got here? We got an ASP4 or ASP action. ASP, hang on. ASP action equals index. And this is literally pointing to the all songs is what that's going to be called. And ASP action equals actually we don't have that one yet. All we got at the moment is index. All songs. Boom. All songs. Okay, all songs. What do we got? A Star is Born. Look at that. It's already favorited. We switch it off. We got all songs. We start Take On Me, Waterloo, Highway to Hell. Highway to Hell, switch that one off. All songs is off. Waterloo, bang, switch it off. Back to all songs. Take On Me, back to that one. All songs. Ding, ding, ding. All songs. And click into any one of those. Cool. All right. So favoriting is working for the list and working for individual songs that are part of the application there. So git add all the things. Git commit -m. Oh my god, it's full of stars. Sweet. All right, that'll be live on the actual internet in about 2 minutes. So what do we need to do next? Well, we've got this screen here. We got all songs, we got that thing there, and I now need the little sign-up form, which is what instrument do you want to play and what's your name? Boom! This is gonna get exciting. So we are gonna need a we're gonna need let's make an enum. I like enums. Commit messages is hard. It's like one of those things where it kind of, the secret of writing, like any kind of writing, is about who's going to be reading this and why. What are they going to be looking for when they get here? And commit messages is kind of tricky because, it's like, this is a little personal project that at the moment, I don't think anyone else is ever going to touch. Like, this is me doing a thing for a night that I run. So the commit messages, but then I have gone back to my own code like months later and been like, what was I thinking? But I think, oh my god, it's full of stars will be nicely, yeah. And you can tell from the code, these are relatively small commits. Okay, we need a sign up on here. Or do I finish doing the stars first? I wonder. Sign up's kind of more important, but a little treat for your future self once you forget you did that. Best way of leaving treats for your future self is to go out drinking and then buy yourself presents on Amazon. And then Cardboard Santa comes to your door and you're like, oh, what did I buy myself this time? Oh, look. Right. So I got the favorite thing. That's there. That's fine. I'm going to play in one more little thing here. Because it's going to flush out another interesting piece of behavior on the database. So that's all songs. We'll drop that in a minute, but ASP index is going to be Q. I'm going to change one thing here because I want to use lowercase URLs in my roots, and that means I need to plug in a services.add routing options so in my program.cs, because I don't like mixed case roots. Program.add controllers with views, add that map controller root. Where's services.add routing? Not here. Fruity. All right. ASP.NET Core lowercase URLs. Because this used to be add controllers with views statement in the startup. Okay, so it looks like it's in there. Add controllers with views, which is there. And does this have a parameter overload? Options goes to, and in here I'm going to say options.lower options. Now this looks like where it should be in here somewhere. What do we got? So many things. None of them being the one I need. Yeah, continue with recommended cookies. What? Yep. Apparently John Mueller official is important. Services.configure. Configure root options. That's what we want. All right. So in here, none of these options are the one we need. But I'm gonna drop in a builder dot was that builder.services? Yeah, builder.services dot configure root options config goes to, and then in here I'm gonna say config dot lowercase URLs equals true, and config dot, well, lowercase query strings and lowercase URLs equals true, because I like things to be lowercase, because I think lowercase looks good. There's a lovely story that COBOL was going to be lowercase completely, because COBOL is like big, shouty, loud, and someone said, look, we don't really have space in like memory to have uppercase and lowercase versions of everything, so we've got to pick one. And they went, yeah, well, okay, we'll make COBOL entirely a lowercase because it's easier to read and it doesn't use so much ink when you're printing it and all these things. And then someone said, yes, but What if we need to write God? What if we were required to spell the name of the deity with a lowercase g? And they went, all right, and they made the whole COBOL uppercase. Yeah, that's fun. Cool. All right. So ASP action equals index. ASP action equals Q. So Q all songs. I want a. So this, what I want to do on here is I need a method that is going to show me the favoritist songs. And this is going to be fun because, yeah, seriously, yes. Well, I read this like in the jargon file years ago somewhere. Right, what do I need to do? I need to commit the fact that I now have lowercase URLs. Let's punch that in. First, let's check it worked. First, let's run the app. Boom. Let's run that. And doom. Hello. Yes. Go. And all right. /song lowercase. That looks good. I like that. Okay. Happy. And that should be Q. And ship it. Boom. 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 Git commit minus m. Oh, look at that. Speaking of disrespecting the deity, yeah. I'm sure that if there are gods, they can look after themselves. Git commit minus m. What did I just plug in? Lowercase URLs. And query strings. Git push. Cool. All right, plug that in. Back in over here. Let's build the queue. So the queue, I want a root controller tests on here. And so there's the song, returns that. And I'm actually going to... I can clean this later. Public async task. Q returns Q. Punishing someone for not capitalizing your name seems a bit petty. Unless you're KD Lang, in which case capitalizing the name is the thing that's considered to be disrespectful, so, you know. Anyway, we're not here to talk about nomenclature and theology. We're here to write .NET code and mess around with JavaScript. Task Q returns Q. I can clean this later. Famous last words. You know what? I'm listening. You're right. Let's clean this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out of that, and I'm going to say public class root controller song tests inherits from root controller tests. All right. So that make controller becomes protected. Whoop. That becomes protected. That becomes protected. That's protected. That's protected. You get it protected. You get it protected. And so there's that lot. And then down here, I am going to split this in two. Grab those lines there. Public class root controller index tests. All right. And now we are going to move that into its own file. Bye-bye. That's nice. And we're going to move that into its own file. Move to song tests. That's nice. And stop running. Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can stop. And then we are going to have a public class root controller Q tests inherits from controller root controller tests. And there's that, and there's that, and that's nice. And grab that, boom, pick it up, move to root controller Q tests.cs. That's cool. And now last thing I'm going to do is root controller tests is going to become public abstract class, so we don't instantiate it. And I'm going to call this root controller test base. Yes, refactor, rename that, rename the things. That's cool. Why is that complaining? Because it needs to be protected. And boom, there we go. Look at that. So quickly git add dot git commit I can clean this up later, or I can clean it up now. And I did. There we go. Boom. Oh, bad. I don't like that. Ah. No! There. Better. Much better. It's DKW Daft. Hello, hi, welcome to the stream. How are you? Right, boom. So, Q tests. Q test. So what do we got on here? We've got var c equals make controller. Now I want to test that I can pull a bunch of songs out of the database, and I want to see all the people who favorited them. So this is gonna be entertaining. So let's say var result equals c dot. So I'm gonna build this one up. This is gonna need to be built sort of bit by bit. So let's have song tests. Grab that and somewhere in the index tests maybe I had a little snippet of code that creates a bunch of songs. Root controller index tests. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna script this chunk of code here. And so this is gonna be a little bit complicated because we got to set up enough data that we can simulate multiple people doing multiple favoriting on multiple things. So we've got var goods is there. So let's say I'm going to create 3 users. So var good 1. That's that. All right, so we're going to give her 3 stars, Torn 2 stars, One's 1 star, and let's have another song in there with no stars. I need a song with a 4-letter name so that the code still lines up vertically. Lump. Lump gets no stars. So we are gonna say I mean, there's one like there might be an elegant way of doing this, but honestly, just for each var good in good 1, good 2, good 3. It's not often I find myself wishing I had JavaScript inline array syntax literals. And db.toggle and this is going to take a good and it's going to take a hurt. So 3 people are going to do that. Boom, boom, boom. So good 1, good 2 is going to, yeah, it's all right. I don't hate it. So hurt on there, torn on there, once on there, and no stars on lump. That's fine. And boom, look, failing test. So, fake user tracker. No, we do not need the fake user tracker. C equals new controller, new fake user tracker. So now what I gotta do on here is, so I haven't figured out yet anything about what a song actually looks like on here. And I think I probably need some kind of thing. So C equals new root controller. So let's say I'm going to grab C.Q as a view result. And this is going to need, I think this is going to need its own kind of model. It's going to need something... Your team song was my irony on Monday. Whenever I open an invite, log me out of Teams. I had to join as a guest, and now I'm trying to learn the .NET ecosystem. And yeah, Unity's awesome. Unity's very cool. You can do some amazing stuff with it. So var selection equals await C.Q as view result. So I'm going to say var result equals await C.Q as view result. So that should be legit. And then I'm going to say var model equals result.model as Q model. So Q model is going to be a new thing, and then we got model dot should not be empty, and then model dot we'll have start songs is gonna be what, a dictionary song? Yeah. Let's try that. Model.start songs torn should be 2. Model.start songs once should be 1. And a model.start songs should not contain lump. You remember Lump? Presidents of the United States of America? Like weird late 90s band. 2-string, 1-string, no-string guitars. Okay, so there we go. So that's the test. That's what I want to be able to do. And I got a bunch of stuff in here that does not exist yet. So first of all, let's create Q model. So that is going to be over here in Guitaraoke web app views, model, right click. Actually, you know what's easier? I'm gonna... You went around in the 90s. You didn't miss too much. I mean, dial-up internet, that was an experience. But music kind of stopped getting good in about 1994, and it didn't get good again for 10 years. Public class Q. Yeah, that'll do. Just Q. Q's fine. I'm good with Q. So what are we going to have in a Q? We've got public dictionary of song and yeah, that's fine. Dictionary of song and int. What was the song and how many people voted for it? I don't like Q. Q is a terrible name for this. It's a good name for the endpoint. It's a terrible name. Let's call it the song Q. There we go. Boom. And the start songs live in the song queue, so that should be song queue, which mean that now we need C.Q as a view result, and that is complaining because that can't be empty. So model dot should not be null is probably as good an assertion. Boom, create method on that. Async task of iAction result queue. So what is this thing gonna do? Var song queue equals new song queue. Boom, that should now compile. The test will fail. Sweet. And it's a dictionary, so we need to check the keys. Okay, songs hurt should be 3. So what do we need to do? Song queue equals new song queue and start songs equals db dot list. So we got list start songs takes a user good, but then yeah, we probably need to overload on that. It does something different. So let's find database tests and stick a method on this thing. So we've got fact public void song database returns starred. List on songs returns songs with stars. So let's plug in a var A equals new song, var B equals new song. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say var db equals new database and plug those songs in. Alright, then we're going to say db.toggle star a served a specific purpose. You type using dictation. Oh, that's pretty cool. You type a normal string and it'll rewrite it in a specific programming case. Pascal, C#, upper. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. That's pretty neat. Wow. So what do we got? db.toggle star on... So let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Var result equals db.list starred songs. But this is with nothing, and so what that should give me back now is so result a dot count dot should be 3. I got a plan, it's alright. Two, 1, sweet, okay, there. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because that method does not exist. So let's create an overload for it. So what is this gonna do? This is gonna return a dictionary of song and list of GUID. Start song. So you ask for a song, it's going to give you the song and all the people who start it. So what are we going to do in here is we're going to do this dot stars is a cute. How the heck do I do this? So stars GUID is a list of starred songs indexed by user. We need to pivot that into a list of starring users indexed by song. So we need to we can swoop it out and then mash it back, I think. So var things equals, what do we got? Stars dot yeah, I do it like this. So stars is a how do I blow up a dictionary? So, okay, so this is cool. So stars, I'm going to take a pair, and I need to select for each pair is actually stars.select many. Pair goes to pair.key. So what I want to do is to go from so we got a data structure that looks kind of like this. Stars Alice equals song 1, song 4, song 5 to this, which is going to be result song 1 equals Bob Alice. Why am I quoting those in strings? Those shouldn't be strings. So I think the best way of doing this is I need to blow the whole thing out into a C4 probably. Is that? I'm assuming that's a reference to plastic explosive and not some kind of advanced .NET string or array manipulation technique with which I am unfamiliar. What do we got? Stars Bob equals song 1, song 2. So I can let's grab a pairs equals, so I'm going to pick stars, and I'm going to say select many. So for each one of these, pair is going to go to brain stuck. I'm going to for each it and see if ReSharper prompts me how to linkify the for each thing. So for each bar pair in stars, var faves equals new list, and this is going to be a list of tuples, which is going to be good and song. So basically, this is every song and everyone who's favorited it, and close that one out there. Yeah, the thinking noises are important. If you don't make the thinking noises, the code won't work. So for var pair in stars, I want to say stars pair dot value dot so faves here we go, faves dot add range pair.value.select. Song is gonna go to pair.key song. Alright, so that should blow that out into there, and that's going to collection content is never queried. Alright, so then that splits the whole thing out, so I got this big, so then I've got var result equals faves.group by item goes to item.item1, and that will probably do it. To dictionary, group goes to group.key, group goes to group. Yeah, I think. And return. Are we on track for Saturday night, Dylan? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Totally. What could possibly go wrong? Does dictionary not have an invert method? I don't know. Let's have a look. Invert dictionary.net. I'm actually going to drop off in a few moments, folks, because how to do a dictionary reverse lookup. So it's possible why the reason why this is proving difficult is because I've done a really kind of... If those were actual database tables behind this thing, this would be pretty easy. This would be really, really quite easy. But as it is, it's a little bit gnarly because the data is sent by upper management to enforce deadlines. We have a standing in 2 hours. Please make sure all code is checked in. This is the feature freeze, right? Because we're going to do a big release at the end of the year, so we need to stop developing any new features now. Right. Boom. Return result. Now that's just saying cannot convert dictionary of GUID of list of list of group by item 1, group goes to group dot select, G goes to G dot item 2 dot to list. Now why is it complaining? Because I need to do it the other way around. That's why. Or I need to flip the logic on here. Sweet. That just suddenly went, oh yeah, all fine. All right. So iSong database needs an overload on IEnumerable. So this actually returns a dictionary of song and a list of GUID. Now at some point, probably later this evening, GUID is going to become user, because I think we can only get so far just throwing raw GUIDs around. But for now, it's probably good enough. Start songs equals db.list start songs. Cannot convert .to dictionary pair goes to pair.key, pair goes to pair.value.count. Because all we want to know is how many people. We don't need to know who, we just need to know how many, that's all. And there we go, look at that, boom. GUID, yeah. GUID rhymes with fluid. Not GUID, rhymes with FLUID. db.list.songs.to dictionary, so that's cool. That's passing that test there. We still got a little async things around here that aren't actually doing anything. So there's that. Now we throw in one more test on the front end here, which is our web tests. And what do we got on the web tests? We've got a method that says root index sets that, get song document. Oh, that was that thing we did. Get song, root index returns okay, root song returns song. We'll drop it in here. Fact on here is no, it rhymes with UID. That's how you pronounce that one. UID, GUIDs, and fluids. Public async task. Root queue returns view. So what do we got is we've got factory.create client db equals, I mean, at this point we can say client equals that. Var result equals client.get/q. And result dot boom. All right. So let's drop in a view to do that. So over here we've got views, root, song, right click that and rename that and call that q.cshtml. And the model for this one is gonna be a song queue. That's what I call it, right? So view title equals queue. And then what we're gonna do on here is we're gonna have for each var item in model dot start songs item dot value dot cool. Right, question is, do we have enough folks watching on the stream we can actually test this thing out for real? I'm going to test it first, then I push it to Azure, it goes live. You should be able to jump on and see it actually working on there. So let me start the thing running. Queue, empty, all songs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Queue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs, 1 star each. Grab that, open a different browser. Let's spin up Firefox so we get fresh cookies. And drop in the web address. There we go. There's the, yeah, that's fine. Advanced is, yeah, that's self-signed certificate. Why Firefox doesn't. Okay. So all songs, 1, 2, 3, 4, queue. There we go. 2 stars on that one. 1 star on that one. That's looking pretty cool. That's not bad. So let's jump over to our console. Get add dot. Get commit minus m favorites. All right. Actions is there. Is it working? Oh, oh yeah. I overcleaned. I like that. Look, I overcleaned. Uncleaning has been applied because when I cleaned up, it didn't work. Build with .NET. All right. Warnings, 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 warnings. .NET test. Whee! Total of 1 test files match the pattern. No XML encryptor. Configure. .NET publish. Boom. Upload certificate. Yes. Upload artifact. Yes. Da, 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 da. Yes. Run post actions. Yes. Complete job. Amazing. So that means that if we go to app.guitaraoke.live, so help me out here, folks. There is the URL. You know how this works. We got a queue. Oh, that's interesting. It maybe has not finished deploying yet. And that says it's still running. Oh, deploy is a separate step. Oh, hello, Renee. Welcome. We're just waiting for this number here. This number to go green. There we go. All right, now it's done. And now we should be able to go to the queue. And that's weird. Cyborus says, I'm on the page fine. So there's that. Oh, that works. Maybe I couldn't spell. Oh, look, there's stuff in the queue. All right, so yeah, so what I want you to do is to help me crowdsource a beta test for this thing. So hit that URL, go and favorite a bunch of songs. Like, what are the songs you want to hear? That one, and then we'll go to the queue page. And oh, look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. Look at that, the power of crowdsourced beta testing. Right, I'm going to take a little break, folks, because I'm going to go outside and probably eat food and stuff. But this needs to be live by Saturday, so tomorrow we're going to be crunchy time. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. That's fun. Take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you around. Catatoon just came in. Sorry, Cat, you missed like the first how you missed the internet going down for like 5 minutes as well. Take on me because it's the original or the weird version remix that's on Amazon. It's the one that is available on karaokeversions.com is the one I got. I should be back on later this evening. I got a bunch more stuff I want to do. But there we go. That's probably a good place to knock it on the head just for now. When will I stream tomorrow? I don't know. So my plan most days is to be on by like 10 a.m. and doing stuff, but life gets in the way. So, but I should be doing a good sort of maybe 4 or 5 hours of streaming tomorrow to get this thing kicked into shape and up and running. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, folks. Take it easy. See you next time.